It's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. Hope you guys doing well this morning. Make sure you get over to cryptoblood.io and pick you up some of those shirts, people. $16.50 for the Christmas shirts. Limited stock. Again, cryptoblood.io. Also, want to just run down. Today is number 4, or day 4, I should say, of Marco's Crypto Christmas Countdown for 2017. And for today's pick, Marco has selected Blockcat. I do remember Blockcat and almost invested in Blockcat, but then I heard Clif talk about like how he felt some of the ICOs that were trying to do smart contracts, but in like a UI friendly manner, wouldn't really be needed. So I ended up not investing in Blockcat because I felt like that, you know, that met that criteria. But I really did like the idea. The team looked pretty decent, and I think there may be a need for this type of service or software. So the symbol is CAT or CAT. Price $1.03, $1.03. Marco's cost was 86 cents, and he is up 20% with this ICO. Their alpha will be coming soon. Alpha completed and beta coming soon. I did see on their site a while back when I was playing around, they did have some demo smart contracts you could use or implement right away. Haven't been on their site lately though. But yeah, this is pretty good returns. Again, 20% in months. We will not see this in any other financial market at this point. This ICO comes from the Hot Rocket days, and that's from August Bare Naked Wealth Report. All right, that's pretty much it for the countdown. I'll be doing tomorrow's day 5, so I'll be doing that one all the way up to December 31st, people. And again, that was what Marco is doing, is basically his top 31 picks from the Bare Naked Wealth Report. So he's doing a countdown all the way to Christmas, people. So make sure you stay tuned to see what's tomorrow. So today I want to quickly just take a look at, before I even take a look at this article or even the charts, I had a conversation with a gentleman from NPR this morning. They're looking to do some things, cover some news or people who have been in the cryptocurrency space for a while. They don't know really what they're going to do with all the interviews and content or whatever they kind of collect, but had a really great conversation with him. And this article is what kind of, well, I wouldn't say this article, that conversation helped me kind of pick this article for today's video. So we'll get into it in a second here. First, let's take a look at crypto currency market cap, coinmarketcap.com. And we're near, or I think we're near highs as far as market cap goes for cryptocurrencies. $343 billion we're currently sitting at. Bitcoin's dominance is at 55.6%. But we're seeing a slight pullback. We had a pop the other day, and the market scored a point above that last high, which was that huge wick that we saw, and we'll kind of go over that next. So let's take a look at that. So I told you guys, if I were hypothetically shorting the market, I would have done that here and also at 11,000. And I had some stop losses set right here at this line, and you can see it's just barely, it's just shy of that line. It's amazing. I don't know what that's about, but I still think we're going to see a turnaround here, people. It's getting long in the tooth. As you can see, this angle, the angle of this rise is just unsustainable. So we need to see some type of pullback before we move on and continue upwards. But we're here. We're at Jupiter again. Jupiter's got us just swinging around its planet. So let's keep an eye on that, people. I still think we're going to see a pullback. This is just unsustainable right here. So before we get into the actual article, I do want to just make some comments about the video from yesterday regarding taxes. And I was thinking about this, and I actually forgot to mention this in the video yesterday. It slipped my mind. Taxes are going to, in my opinion, this is a play one could utilize going forward. If this is going to be the trend for governments, not just America, governments around the world, if they're going to continue to try to really witch hunt people, basically, in efforts to capitalize and tax them, a great move for one person would be to start investing in and loading in and acquiring some of these anonymous coins like Zcoin, Zcash, Monero. There are a lot of them. Cloak. These tokens will become coins will become very, very valuable, in my opinion. So that's just something I think you should possibly look into. Definitely would help from a strategic standpoint to do that now. Load in now with these anonymous coins, and in 1, 2, 3, 4 years you'll see great returns from holding them, because the demand for them will start to increase as these governments around the world start to put pressure down on Bitcoin and some of the more mainstream cryptocurrencies. So yeah, so again, I just wanted to give you that little tidbit. Also on the tax tip, Maxwell Swanson, one of my subs, told me that he was like, I should get Jobby Weeks, founder or co-founder of BitClub, back on to talk taxation, his stance on it. I didn't know that Jobby was a big tax, anti-tax, anti-IRS promoter and believer in that whole movement. I don't know what you call that movement, but I reached out to him yesterday, Maxwell, and he said we can definitely do a video. He would love to get back on with Crypto Blood, and so I'll give you guys more news on that in the coming week. We're going to try to do something in the next week or so before the holiday. So look out for that, Maxwell. Thanks for mentioning that. I didn't know that Jobby was heavy into that, so I would love to pick his brain about that as well. So let's go ahead and get into this article, people. The article is out of Cointelegraph, and the title of this article is "It's Not Really About Bitcoin Price Surging, It's Fiat Currencies in Free Fall." And so why I wanted to cover this article is because I was just talking about that with the gentleman over from NPR this morning. I had a kind of like a phone conversation interview with him. Not really an official interview. He was just trying to get some background on me and stuff. So I was telling him, like, a lot of people getting into cryptos today are more excited about the price, and they don't realize that it's not really the price of Bitcoin going up, it's the price of fiat currencies going down, because we're pricing Bitcoin in these fiat dollars, fiat currencies. And so when I saw this article, I'm like, yeah, let's definitely talk about this, because I want people to understand Bitcoin is not going up. It's that it takes more of those fiat dollars to buy them, because the fiat dollars are just being obliterated. So according to Stefan Molyneux, and I love Stefan Molyneux, I actually sub to him, a highly regarded Canadian podcast host. He's more of a philosophy channel. He talks about a lot of philosophical things. It is more important to recognize the free fall of a fiat currencies more than to acknowledge the exponential growth rate of Bitcoin. Molyneux says it's not so much that Bitcoin is going through the roof, it's that fiat currencies are in free fall, but only Bitcoin is noticing, right? The decline of fiat currencies. So article goes on to say, for many decades, governments have had absolute control over the global finance sector and monetary policy through the fiat currency system. Through it, central banks such as the U.S. Federal Reserve have obtained the ability to inflate the supply of reserve currencies and to manipulate the world's most widely utilized form of money. In an interview with Fox Business, major electronics retailers Overstock CEO Patrick Bryan stated that fiat currencies will continue to fall over the next few years as investors in the market move on to separate money and state. The article goes on to say, you think that's a bubble. What do you think that fiat currency you carry around in your purse is? This dollar stuff, it's just some fiat currency based on the surplus taxing authority of the United States Treasury, of which I assert there is zero. It's about time the world switches to real money, either gold or Bitcoin. Currently, the two forms of money or assets that are not subjected to the control and manipulation of governments are Bitcoin and gold. Well, I wouldn't say gold. Gold is clearly manipulated. But as demonstrated by the Indian government in late 2017, because of its physical attributes, gold can be confiscated and repossessed by the authorities at their will. With Bitcoin, confiscation of user funds and assets is not possible. If users store their Bitcoin on non-custodial platforms in which they have full control over their private keys and funds. One major advantage of Bitcoin has over gold is its transportability. Gold is a viable store of value, given that investors can store large amounts of money in the asset, but it is difficult to transfer gold, especially through borders. So the article goes on to talk about Bitcoin will continue to prosper as fiat currencies decline. Absolutely. Considering that Bitcoin remains as the only viable alternative to fiat currencies, the decline of government-issued money will continue to lead more investors and general consumers into Bitcoin market. As such, Byron noted that Bitcoin price would reach 1 million in the long term if Bitcoin begins to take over reserve currencies and challenge the gold market. Wow. So this is really funny, because I swear to you guys, I was just talking to the gentleman from NPR, and I hope he said he's watched a couple of my videos. I hope he sees this, because he had questions kind of in this same vein in regards to like Bitcoin, and he's concerned about it not really being real and what the value of it is. And I was telling him, look, man, it's not about it. The value is really not about the price. Like, the price is really just represented by that currency that it's priced in. So if that currency, if it takes more dollars to buy Bitcoin, then of course the price of Bitcoin will go up, because you need more US dollars to buy Bitcoin. You need 11,000 US dollars to buy one Bitcoin. It's not Bitcoin, it's the fiat currency. And so as more and more people realize that they've been bamboozled, they've been taken, they've been robbed of wealth because of this fiat system we're in, the more they will realize they need to flee from that. And there'll always be fiat currencies, don't get me wrong. And I was telling the gentleman from NPR, like, Bitcoin is more like a commodity than, and I've talked about this with you guys, of course, but it's more of a commodity than a currency. And so we'll always have fiat or some type of currency. Even we may even have governments create their own crypto currencies. That's fine, but we will want to store our wealth in things like Bitcoin and others, right? So let me know your thoughts about the perception of the price of Bitcoin. And it's not about the price. And I was also telling him it's not about the price. It's more so about blockchain and what it can do and is doing to just change everyday functions and things we do in life to better those types of things and make costs come down in many industries. So, I was just explaining to him it's a number of things. It's just not about cost. It's deeper than rap, is what we say. So definitely I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about Bitcoin, the price of it, and is it a truer reflection of how horrible the fiat currency is? Or is it a reflection of the demand for Bitcoin? So I would love to know your thoughts and feedback on today's video. Make sure you guys click that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you like the content that I provide you guys. If you do subscribe, click that bell, and that will ensure you are alerted for each video I do. And even some of you who are already subs, make sure you guys go and check and make sure you have that bell clicked. YouTube will play games and silence that bell many times. I know it's happened to me a few times for some of the sub channels that I sub to. So just double check that you're getting those videos, people. I think that's pretty much it for today, ladies and gents. It's your boy Crypto Blood. I am out. Holla.